Hi, and welcome to Darian Christian's magical land of videos and Digimon goodness! Not really, this is the first video I've done since the Tri-Speculation promotional video came out a couple months ago. So, if you listen to Axelblaze's podcast, The Dork List, I am Darian Christian. Yes, I am black. I am a blurred, or as Turk would say from Scrubs, a black nerd. As you can see from my X23 photo and my Keldeo print, which is a little bit bent. So, as I've been saying for months, I've been wanting to do some videos for nerd culture, just to chat about things, just to talk about things. Not really looking to do this to get all this super mainstream attention type thing, but more or less for myself, because I've got all these thoughts that I want to get out into the air, and that's kind of what I want to do. So I thought I'd review all 4 episodes of Digimon Adventure Tri. Now bear with me, this is spoilery. It's spoilery, and now you have your attention. Spoilers are in here. Get the frick off my videos if you don't want Tri-spoilers. Get off. Do it now. Get off! And boom goes the dynamite. No. That was horrible. But, yeah. Let's go over these Tri spoilers, shall we? First off, first episode. We don't really see any Digimon at all except for Kawagamon. That entire first episode. We really don't see any of the Digidestin's Digimon or the chosen children from the sub. Be aware, I've seen both the dub and the sub for these. I prefer the dub because that's where I grew up on, and I don't feel like having to explain my love for that. But that's besides the point. The first episode, I guess, really establishes the universe we're going to be in. And I say episode, again, I'm sorry to get off topic again, is that the movie was split up into episodes. It's one singular movie, but I guess the company decided to split them up into episodes, which I really don't understand for the life of me. But, moving on. The first episode establishes the universe that the Tri-Universe takes place in. And I have to say, it really kind of grasps how the Digidestined have readapted to normal lives. Because that's the thing. When you're, trying to save the world and everything. The goal is to try to get back to a sense of normalcy. And for all the Digidestined, all of them, it seems like normalcy has been okay for them. But not everybody. I'm referring to Tai. Tai is the leader of the Digidestined, or Taichi. I'm going to use Tai because it's easier to use. Tai, for lack of a better term, has no direction. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know what he wants to do. And the fact of the matter is, I think that most people can relate to Tai at this point, because Tai is the leader of the Digidestined. He is, and most importantly, he's the gogglehead. He is the typical shonen hero who goes off guns blazing and smiles while doing it. He's had to spend the last year or so, however long it's been since 02, on the sidelines. And even in 02, he spent a lot of it on the sidelines. I don't want to say he has ADHD, but he doesn't like to sit still. He's a adventurer. He doesn't like to sit still. He likes to go out and do things. And now he's back into the normal world, and I have to say, it doesn't look like it fits him. It doesn't look like it suits him. And it's going on into his everyday life to where he's just going through the motions. And we all have that. Me, personally, I had that just this morning. And to be honest, for me, I looked at Tai as a role model. And people are going to go, oh my god, you look at a shonen protagonist as a role model. You must be so good at choosing people because there are so many other people better than Tai. Yes, I'm aware that there are better role models than Tai, but Tai was my first role model growing up. He was the kind of person who would always jump headfirst into something. Not think about the consequences and just do it. I was never that person growing up. I was the guy who would sit on the sidelines watching the people do this stuff. And I could say that I'm still am, to an extent. And for me, growing up, that was always something great to see. To see somebody not caring about alternatives and just going. Just doing it. And to be honest, it's such a reality shock to see Tai like this. Because I think he misses the adventure to an extent. And in the first episode, you see it in the way he interacts. He doesn't look like normal life is good enough for him anymore. It doesn't look like it fascinates him. It doesn't look like it excites him. It doesn't look like he's passionate. And he's putting on a good face for his family, his friends. It doesn't seem like he wants to go anywhere. And I could say, and I'm trying not to travel on about this, is that he doesn't want to he doesn't want to sit on it. And then the end of the episode happens, where Kuwagamon shows up and starts busting everything apart. Things are getting destroyed. I'm sorry, this is leaking into the second episode a little bit, but Kuwagamon's attacking. He shows up. He's damaging things. And I think Tai feels really guilty about it. He feels guilty for wanting to have an exciting life again. Meanwhile, we look at Tai's friends. All 7 of the other Digidestined, minus the, of course, 02 kids, who all seem adjusted. They all seem like they found their place in the world where they belong. Whereas Tai is the outsider. Tai is the guy who's been on adventures. He's saved the world. He's led his friends to save the world. And now he has to go back to normal life like it's nothing. It's a culture shock. And I can say that it's affecting him. More than anything, it's affected him most. And now that Kuwagamon's shown back up and the digital world is now becoming a presence in his life again, it's hurting him. And he feels guilty for that. Because I guarantee you that's what's making him so hesitant. Is that he feels guilty for wanting life to be exciting again. People are getting hurt. There is damage everywhere. He feels guilty for wanting it. And now that his Digimon friends are back, he's even afraid to put them out there. Because look at public opinion in the series. People are already... The propaganda is there. Digimon are destroying everything. They're destructive monsters. They're destroying everything. They are what's wrong with everything going on. And they're blaming that, and Tai has to sit back and watch that, and there's really nothing he can do. And he's sitting there going, well, I gotta change this. But at the same point, he's hesitant to make a move because he's afraid of damaging the world. Now, for people who remember Digimon Adventure 1, when my oldest mon attacked, there was a lot of damage. A lot of damage. It's prevalent in the episodes after my oldest mon is defeated, and even before Venom, my oldest mon shows up, that you see the damage is there. You see ruins of building, like entire landscapes just not torn, but kind of like it's just destroyed. And everything is kind of okay because the city's deserted. and mostly everything's gone. And then after Venom Myotismon, there's damage everywhere, but nobody seems to like. It's not really brought to attention until after not even after Gigi doesn't leave. It's not brought to attention at all. It's just meant to be. It's like this. But as you can see, that's really affecting Tai, and I think that that's really what's going on. Later episodes will tell us more. Let's move on to the other Dustin, and I'm gonna try and keep it under 30 minutes, a little bit, and I'm already at 10, so you guys are already annoyed with me for taking this long. Next, I guess the next person I want to go to is Yamato, and for Matt, and I'm gonna be making Knife of Day jokes the entire time I try to talk about this. I'm gonna try and make more jokes. I'm sorry, Matt. What is the name of your band again? Knife of Day. Knife of Butter? I'm sorry. Knife of Day! But, nah. Yamato seems to... He's finally joined a new band. He's prevalent in trying to get his life together. He's got his life together. He's got a band. He's got gigs. He's doing venues. He's doing everything a rockstar like Matt should do. And I'm sorry, I just switched between names. Ignore that. He seems to got his life together, and for lack of a better term, Matt seems to know what he wants. He seems to know where he's going. He seems to know what he wants to an extent. And when Kawagamon shows up, he does what Tai did, or would have done before. Screw what's going on. Stop it. Let's stop Kawagamon. I don't give a crap if we have to destroy them. I don't give a crap if we have to send them back. Let's just stop them because they're destroying things. Matt does not hesitate. And that is something in Matt's growth that I really, really love. Is that he's showing not reckless abandon, but responsibility and assertiveness in addressing the problem immediately and not holding back once he sees it. So, those are the things I can really say for Matt. And you could see the conflict between the two, more or less, between Yamato and Tai, because Yamato is now doing everything that Tai used to do. Oh, there's a problem? Let's confront it. Whereas Tai is now hesitant. Not that Matt wasn't hesitant before, but at a certain point, the stress got to him and he started to become hesitant because he didn't know if everything he was doing was right. His brother, he didn't like the person he was turning into. And if anything, Tai helped him become a better person, to not be so hesitant and to start taking action instead of just waiting on a problem. And it's nice to see that that's a transition that is made. Sora. For Sora, I can say this now, and that is probably a prevalent fact. I'm sorry that this I've had a message for like the last 5 minutes, but he hasn't said. I've been trying to like not pay attention to it, but ignoring that. Sora, the conflict is there between Taichi and Matt. People are saying, "Oh, Matt and Sora are still together." It doesn't look like they are. They don't act like that around each other. They don't seem to be around each other. It seems like they may have tried something or just started hanging out more when they were kids, but it didn't seem like they full on started dating, which I will say was a good idea. It's a good idea because it doesn't look like Sora rushed into things immediately after Matt saved her life during Matt's concert in 02. It doesn't look like both of them rushed into things, and it just looks like, okay, they're both taking a step back and reevaluating. And it looks like Sora is she's still deciding. And it shows that there's conflict, that she still likes Tai, that she likes Matt, and she doesn't know what to choose. And it leads to a very comedic scene where she's looking at both of them and saying, "Screw you both for making me have to choose." But I can say, at least there's conflict, whereas it just looked before that Sora just completely given up on Tai and she was heading straight for Matt. Now it shows that there's conflict and it looks like she doesn't, not that she doesn't like care about Tai, but at this point it's like she's considering. And that's all that I think that most of us really care about. Next, let's move on to Izzy. Izzy finally Googled girls. He finally Googled girls. And now it just kind of shows that Izzy's finally being more adventurous when it comes to his life. However, he's still really much the same. He can't shop in public, but then again, I don't want to say Izzy is an otaku, and he's not a hikikomori either. He's not a shonen. But he's finally addressing the outside world as being a prevalent thing in his life. And I have to say that now, especially since if you're watching my video, you and me are Izzy. We finally Googled girls, and now that is a prevalent thing in our lives. And it really shows to Izzy's growth as a character, because now he's seeing, well, there's more important things than my computer. Now, make no mistake, Izzy still is very attached to his computer, seeing how he completely blanked out and kept talking while Matt and Tai are having a fight right in front of him, and Izzy doesn't even seem to notice. That, and there's a massive attraction to Mimi there, which, hear me out, may not be completely far-fetched. Now, we don't know if Mimi's dating anybody, or if she's dating Michael right now. But if we look back at the 02 epilogue, which I will flat out say is looking more and more likely, it looks like this is the seeds for that. And it doesn't seem so much like a reboot. But it looks like Izzy has an interest in Mimi purely because, more or less, I think that she's the first girl that Izzy really has ever really, truly, and I mean truly interacted with and notices. And whereas you could say, oh, well, he's interacted with Sora. Sora is preoccupied with Matt and Tai, and I think he notices that. He's not stupid. Whereas Mimi was the first girl to get up in his face for being on his computer the entire time. And I think that is alluring to somebody like Izzy. Especially since she went to America, and Mimi was cute before. Now she's got something's changed about Mimi to where she's more cuter. I can't dial it down, but it's alluring, it's attractive. And now Izzy is finally starting to like adjust as a character. Also, the fact of the matter is, it looks like Izzy's got bank. Like, all of his computer everything he's ever done on his computer has paid off. For lack of a better term, he got his own office. He's got money. You know Izzy's got money. He knows French. You know he's got money, and you know he's dealing with all sorts of great financial things. But kudos to Izzy. It's like one of my friends' t-shirts says, nerd means a 9 to 12 figure income, or something like that, to that extent. Moving on to Mimi. For lack of a better term, I think there's more growth with Mimi to be seen, purely because we don't see a lot of Mimi's adjustment as a character. She's happy-go-lucky. She's all happy. She's that adorable anime girl that everybody either hates or loves. There's still room for growth for Mimi, so I'm not going to say a whole lot on her. However, I think that is probably going to be a really good thing for this series, because now she can be the heart and soul of the team versus being that self-centered, money-loving person that she was before. And we know that she changed in 02, But now we get to finally see the fruits of her labor. She's going to be the joyous, optimistic part of this team, hopefully. Because she was the first person to have a breakdown in the original Digimon Adventure. She had a breakdown. She says, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this. I don't want to fight anymore. And now that she's back, it's more or less, oh, well, I'm here to fight, but at the same point, she's kind of here. She's just happy to be back in Japan. Moving on. Joe has a girlfriend, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was bullshit. I will not believe that Joe has a girlfriend until I see her. I'm sorry, Joe. I don't believe you. I don't think anybody believes you. I think that only your diehard fans believe you at this point, but I will not believe you purely because you won't leave your room you won't leave studying for a fight that could potentially destroy the city, but somehow you have a girlfriend. Either you've got massive priorities, dude. You got massive priority problems, or there's something a little bit more going on. But that's beside the point. So let's bring it back, shall we? Joe is still very much Joe, but I think that this Joe that is a different Joe than we saw in 02. And I think something happened to Joe, is where finally the stress of being a student has gotten to him. Because now you can really see his struggle with his dad being a hard ass on him to become a doctor. And also we can see how tests and exams are different in Japan as compared over here. Because if you fail in your exams, it's a big reason for depression in Japan. And it leads to a lot of things, a lot of negativity. And especially for somebody in Joe's situation, where his dad is a hard ass about it, and he's trying so hard to become successful that he put aside saving the world for 02 until it became a worldwide issue. He only showed up when he was really needed and didn't offer his help blandly. He didn't just say, okay, I can help now. Okay, I can help now. He said, he didn't really say anything. He showed up when he was needed. When Cody needed him, he showed up. When the team needed him, he showed up. He's not doing that right now. He's still in his room studying because now he's behind. Because now, according to the exam, we're putting the lesser driven students in the back, which really doesn't make any sense. If you want to better your students, get them all up in your face. So, right, frankly, you can get up in their face as a teacher when you don't see that they're paying attention. When they're further back in the room, you're not going to pay attention to them so much unless they make their presence known and whatnot. So, I think there's something different with Joe, and hopefully it will be addressed. Moving on. Now, let's focus on TK, or Takeru. And leads me to my happiest moment ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the Takari ship is dead. The TK and Kari ship is dead. It's not going to happen, which is the greatest thing to ever happen. Thank you. Thank you for not doing it and not leaning into fan uproar. Those two were not together for a reason. Kari and TK were not together for a reason at the end of that epilogue. There was a reason for that. And I'm glad to see that neither one is sweating it. Because TK had a lot of issues that weren't addressed in 02. Hopefully we can see a little bit more of a three-dimensional character in TK. And I already like TK now. I already like him. Especially when Kari and TK are walking. TK mentions his girlfriend and asks if Kari's jealous. Kari immediately says, nope, and keeps on walking and goes along her merry way. And I'll get to her in a moment. But for TK, I really like him because that is immediately shut down and we don't have to focus on that being a thing. And we can start focusing on TK as a character, which I really hope doesn't get shut out again. I hope that Tai and Yamato's presence doesn't eclipse most of these other characters. I want to see a more three-dimensional TK. Moving on. Kari. Kari is a cheerleader. Kari is a cheerleader. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know where I'm going with this, I could say. Is that, well, she's concerned about her brother. She's concerned about the world. But there isn't anything more than that. I can't make that assumption, and I can't make any more I can't address anything because nothing's happened. We're 4 episodes in, and I can't get a proper readout on what's going to happen to her because nothing's going on. Nothing's going on for her. Not that her character is bland, and not that there's not room for growth. It's just nothing's happening to make me think that anything is going to significantly change for her yet. So, I guess we just gotta wait and see for Kari. Alright, we're at the 26 mark. This was just gonna be an episode about the characters themselves. I plan on doing another overview in the coming weeks. Keep an eye out for it. Like I said earlier, I am one half of the Dork List for Axelblaze Productions for Jordan Fay. He is a COD player and a voice actor. You may have seen our videos on YouTube. You probably haven't. We only have like so many views. Give us a look. I will put our contact info in the comments and in the share button on YouTube. Yeah. That is the character part of my breakdown of Try so far. We will have more in the coming months. Stay tuned for March 16th or the 13th. I cannot remember when the next episode comes out or the next movie drops for Try, but I know it's in March. So keep an eye out for that. And see you later.